Really just review, and it's super easy. You did a lot of it in 7th grade, 8th grade. It's rates. A rate of A per B, like miles per hour. Rates are always something per something. Feet per second, yards per minute, whatever. So there's different ways you can write it. Miles per hour, you can put the word per. This one is so common that they just put it like that, right? Another way is you could do it like this. A fraction is the same thing as per. This means miles per hour. If it was written like this, that means feet per second, okay? So you can just put the slash instead of putting the actual word in there. They mean the same exact thing, okay? Then a unit rate. Anyone remember what it is to find a unit rate?
Divide by.
Unit means 1. So a unit rate is per one thing. For example, if you go 200 miles in 4 hours, that's a rate. So, but it's not a unit rate, because we want to know not how many times you go in 4 hours, you want to know how many it is in 1 hour. So all you got to do to make a unit rate is you take the top divided by the bottom. Okay? 200 divided by 4 is 50, and then you could just label it miles per hour, because that's real common. Okay? Now these rates do have a label on them. Okay? Rates have labels. Ratios don't have any labels. And the reason why is if you write a ratio, they have to have the same unit. Okay? So an example of a ratio is if you've got 12 feet to 2 feet. See, they have the same label, same unit. So that would just be 6 to 1. Ratios have to have 2 numbers. This does simplify to 6, but since it's a ratio, you need 2. There's 3 ways to write ratios. You remember what they are?
The dots.
Yep. Fraction, the dots, or the actual word. They all mean the same thing. Now, the reason why you don't need a label is because they have the same unit. Now, if it was something like this, you can't just simplify it. 12 over 36 is, if you just looked at the numbers, 1 to 3, right? 12 goes into itself once and 36 3 times. But that's not correct for this problem. Do you know why?
Because it's your
Right. You don't have the same unit. So what you got to do is either convert this into inches or this into feet. This one is easy to figure out. It's 3 feet. After you do that, then you can simplify it. 12 over 3 is 4 to 1. Okay? So on the ratios, that's really the only tricky part there. All right. We don't need to do that one. Okay. This is the distance you walk your dog every day and the time it takes. Estimate the speed at which you walk your dog. So what you could do is you could find the average, right? Or you could just add all these up. If you add those up, so that's a total of 6 miles in 1.5 hours. Okay? I just added that up, This is a rate. Just a plain old rate. But when they say find your speed, that means make it into a unit rate. So we don't know, I don't know how far you can go in an hour and a half. We want to know how far in 1 hour. So does everyone know what to do now to make it into a unit rate? Just divide them.
Put the mile in.
Top divided by bottom. 6 divided by 1.5 is 4 miles per hour, which you could just put mph on that one if you wanted to. Unit analysis. You do this a lot in science. This one's a money one, so you wouldn't do this in science, but there's dimension analysis. I don't think you're doing it yet, though, in your science class, are you? That you know of? I'll just give you an example of something similar to what you do in science. Like if you had 8 feet per second times okay, this is something similar that you'll be doing in science eventually. Okay, Dacian, you'll have to put that away. What you can do is make everything into a fraction. You can cross cancel, just like, because it's all multiplying, but none of the numbers cross cancel because it's all 1 on the bottom. But if there was, say, like a 3 here, the 3's would cross cancel. Or if there was a 4 here, you could cross cancel the 4 with the 8. You guys know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can also do that with dimensions. Hey, Parker. Shh. You can cross cancel the labels. This second would cross off with that second. This foot would cross off with that foot. And then nothing else will cross cancel. No numbers, no labels. So then you just figure it out. 8 times 6 is 48. Times 3 is 144. And then the only label left is there, what? Minutes. So whatever problem this would be, the answer would be 144 minutes. Okay? So you just need to remember you can cross cancel labels as well as numbers. Now the ones we're doing are a lot of money stuff, converting money. So you're visiting Canada and you want to exchange 125, that's American, for Canadian. The exchange rate is 1.48 Canadian per a United States dollar. So there you can just write a proportion. 1.48 Canadian is 1 US, right?
Yeah.
So then what we do is, since this is US, that would have to go on the bottom, right? And then we're wondering how many Canadian dollars you would use? Cross, multiply, and divide. 1.48 times 125 divided by 1. And that's 185 Canadian dollars. The ones we're really going to do, though, are the mostly the unit rate ones. So here we got a percentage. We better look at the percentage ones. In a survey of 950 students, what percent said their favorite type of movie is comedy? So this one should be easy because, like on your test, what do you do to figure out your test percentage?
Add them all up.
No.
Whatever you got.
But what are the numbers you divide anytime you find your percentage? What you got right divided by total. To find a percentage, you take what you're talking about divided by the total. So all you got to do is take 439 divided by the total. So that's a ratio.
I mean, that's 950, not 450.
Yeah. It's got a little crick in there.
There you go. What did you do last night?
So you get 0.46210 and it goes on and on and on. A lot of times they tell you to round to the nearest percent. If you do that, it would be just 46%. If they tell you to round to the nearest tenth of a percent, then you just round that one which the 2 would not round up, so it would be 46.2%. Okay? You wanna do one more money one, or you think you got it? Huh?
One more.
One more. Okay? You're exchanging 250. The exchange rate was 1.48 Canadian is the same as 1 US. So then this is US money. So since I put US on the bottom, I gotta put US there. So you just cross multiply and divide. Okay?